Good evening, Frontier Doubles League. My name is RunnerBoy11, and we have got some FDL action for you. Apologies for the slightly late start, but we promise you it is going to be worth it. We have some Star League action coming your way with the Dragons taking on the Hammerheads. Both teams 6 and 3. Both teams, if they win, they get playoff berth. It's very, very exciting. Final week here of the FDL, and obviously I cannot do it alone. You can see who is to my right to start off the evening. Please welcome to the caster booth, KG Fan. How are you today?
Always excited to be at an FDL cast, my friend. Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, just before we do get underway, happy Father's Day, of course, to everyone
Yes.
celebrating. We have a few fathers as part of the FDL, and there are also a fair few sons here as well. So make sure you go and give your father a card and wish him well. Please do. KG Fan, we have just learned something that is unconventional, to say the least. Would you like to enlighten our viewers?
There is a rumor that this is actually a three-quarter star league, possibly a quarter origin league, if I'm not mistaken.
It is not a rumor. It is absolute facts. We have Executioner playing for the Dragons. He is playing up from Origin in this Star League, and this is for all of the marbles. This is for playoff berth for this Dragons team. If he can get it done from Origin, I mean, what a story that would be.
Oh, yes, it would. And I'm, you know what? It definitely can happen. People can just have that fire and have that chemistry with their teammates. And it looks like they're pretty darn excited and pretty ready to be here. So, Rhino, maybe not. Maybe I'm crazy.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
We are getting there. At least one of them's really excited. So I know I'm really excited and I think they are definitely ready.
There we go. We're in. And we are going to start things underway. We have Nasty and the previously mentioned Executioner playing for the Dragons. We have Busy and Torsten playing for the Hammerheads. An unsurprising A lineup coming out from the Hammerheads. But yeah, this Origin player coming out from the Dragons. I mean, the one thing you can say about it from the Dragons' perspective is the Hammerheads sure wouldn't be expecting it.
No, they definitely are. No, definitely not going to expect it. And let's see how they play too, because you have to, especially in the beginning. Well, right here, there's definitely an open goal here, and almost something funny could have happened there, as both BZ and Torsten went for that one. They both wanted it real bad, but things could get a little weird because the Origin players play a teeny bit differently than the rest of them.
They sure do. I mean, let's make it something very clear. Executioner is a high-level Origin player. He's 11-8 Sal, which, yes, does put him very, very far on the lowest end of the salary of this server. But that does not mean he has no technical ability, and he shows it there. Off the back wall, Executioner reading that one, basically proving my point. The anti-caster curse comes through, and the Dragons tie it up 1-1.
I would also say too that maybe they haven't played together. Execution and Nasty. That's obviously they probably haven't played together most of the season, considering that they are definitely in the different tiers. So that's it's going to be interesting this entire series to see how they evolve in such a short amount of time.
Torsten welcomes Executioner to Star League with a big demo there, saying, yeah, you don't score on us that easily. Nasty going to come forwards now, going to try and take out Torsten. Good defense from Torsten, and now it's a 2v1, and the one is an Origin, but he wins out the battle in the midfield. Turns on it as well. Nasty has a free shot if he can get this on target. Good save from Torsten, though, puts it to the side. If you're the Hammerheads, how do you respond to this kind of thing? Because, I mean, there must be huge pressure on the Hammerheads now to win this game, knowing that they're against such a lower salary player.
I agree, and it might be the different kind of pressure too. That exciting. They're when they get super happy and then realize that they can't really take it for granted. They gotta actually play their game. A nice little bump on their own teammate, unfortunately, but does kind of land Execution in the right spot. Open goal opportunity. Oh, that own teammate bump kind of just put him in the right position. He was able to swipe that ball away, Rhino.
You know what? We shouldn't have said anything. We should not have said there's an Origin player in this server. He seems, in this first game, certainly very at home among these higher level players. I mean, doing incredibly well to start with. Executioner 2 goals, highest score in the server. I mean, Busy is going to put a stop to that nonsense as he ties the game up. Hammerheads 2, Dragons 2, but what a performance from Executioner so far.
Right now, I think it is boiling down to since they haven't played together, there's something a little funny about what's going on. But I think that if they just calm really well, I think things could get good. Could get good. Sorry, could get a little bit crazy here. And as Nasty takes a shot on Busy, does take a nice patient save on it. They're gonna have to keep him honest, and Executioner's been pretty patient too. And taking that away from Busy, but unfortunately, Nasty decides not to follow that up, and yeah, I think Executioner's been playing pretty darn fast, and it's not even halfway through this game yet.
I know we're focusing on him quite a lot because, I mean, there's an obvious reason. There's an Origin playing in Star League. Of course, we're going to focus on him, and he goes for another shot there. Another shot on target as well from the aerial. Very nice work from him. What do you think the advice is going to be from Nasty in this game to Executioner? Do you think he's kind of just going to say, do the easy bits, you know, make sure you're not making any mistakes, settle into the game, and we'll kind of go from there? Or do you think he's kind of telling him to do something different? There's tactics at play.
I think right now it kind of seems like they're feeling each other out as much as they're feeling the other team out, because they've had some, like, they had an early double commit, they had an own bump, but I haven't seen a double commit come back, and they've been spacing themselves out, so it looks like, except for right here, maybe that site might have been something different. Nasty couldn't get that follow-up. That would have been nice. It just seems like they're evolving pretty darn fast, and it would be nice to... Game 2, I think, is going to be the big tell-all.
I agree. After the Hammerheads have kind of seen what's happening, seen how they're playing, maybe they may adjust in that game too, and that would be interesting to see how the Dragons respond to that. For the minute, 1 minute 40 left. Nasty going over the top of Busy. Torsten should be there with a save, and indeed is. Executioner coming around the side, but Torsten gets over the top of him as well. Looking to get it past Executioner, but good defensive play from Executioner. Now might be able to get over the top of Busy, unable to on this particular occasion, and unable to read that on the sidewall as well. Busy tries to find Torsten in the middle. He does. Torsten looking for the right-hand post. Not able to find it, and the ball flies into the corner. Good clearance from Executioner as well. Torsten picking up the ball, looking to get it over the top of both Dragons defenders. Actually, that's a great save from Nasty. Can Busy convert? No, he hits the crossbar as well. Double crossbar hit from the Hammerheads. You can't get much closer than that. Dragons coming up the other way into the corner. Torsten gets the clear. Executioner in no position to capitalize on that. Busy, nice bounce off the sidewall. Looking for that top right-hand corner, unable to find it. Nasty bringing it away. Busy trying to be a nuisance. Indeed he is, and Torsten gets the block. 50 seconds on the clock. Executioner goes for a shot. Another nice shot from him. All of these shots going on target from Executioner, but there's good saves coming out from the Hammerheads. That ball's going to drop in a very awkward position. Good save from Executioner. He continues to perform very well in this server. Busy. Going to try and find his teammate in the midfield now. Looking over the top. Actually, Torsten's not going to be there. It's all Hammerheads pressure going into the final 30 seconds, KG.
Yes, it is. Nasty have a mini 2v1 here, but Busy reading that one very well. Execution trying to get back and going way too far back, I think. And Busy's able to sneak that one in and take a 3-2 lead. And I think that's technically Executioner's first real big mistake right there. I mean, and I don't want to say anything bad. It was just, he's been playing so well, but it was tough.
Yeah, you could see it pretty early on that Executioner had just gone a bit too far on the retreat, didn't cover off his near post, and that's all Busy needed. So that is the conversion. Busy looking for a second goal, but it looks like the Hammerheads will be able to see this one out. 5 seconds, unless the Dragons are able to do something absolutely crazy, but that ball just going to drop off to the 1 second mark. It's deep in Dragons territory. They're going to have to do something pretty crazy. Executioner looking to do just that. Nasty, can he get up? Nah, Busy's going to be able to clear that one. Keeps the ball up though. Executioner does the same. Ball staying up in the air. Nasty keeps it up. Torsten keeps it up. And it's eventually going to drop. That would have been crazy if they were able to go up the other end. But an incredible showing from the Origin player.
I was staring off right at the end. I held my breath. I was hoping that ball would just stay up. I love it when that happens. That was a very good game. And again, it came down to basically just a generalized mistake that I feel like they knew as soon as they turned around. Maybe they were expecting something slightly different. Maybe what they expected was going up the wall, and maybe they had their camera off. Unfortunately, I did not see. I had my camera in a different position. But I would have to say that if the game's like that, it literally is anybody's series.
It sure is. There is no doubt about that. Though I do have to admit, I worry for the second game for the Dragons. The Hammerheads have seen what the Dragons are bringing out now. They know what they're up against. And I would expect a star A lineup, certainly one that's challenging for playoffs, to be able to adapt and improve in the second game.
And there's that pressure you were talking about. Which kind? Now it's which kind. They got that win, but they have to continue that streak going because then if they lose the next one, how do you feel knowing? And I bet you they do know now that there is somebody in there that is slightly off from what they're expecting. So game 2 is going to be the big key for the rest of the series, in my opinion.
And we will get that started right away. Busy wins the kickoff over Executioner. Looking for an early lead now. Busy tries to find Torsten, passing play. He gets over the top of Executioner. And that is absolutely cerebral from the Hammerheads. 7 seconds in. Busy pass to Torsten. 1-0.
I think that was definitely savable. Executioner, I think, went to go get that corner boost, and unfortunately it wasn't there, and it just put him off a path that just made it a little too hard. Nasty can't get that second touch off the kickoff, and Torsten missed it as well. Executioner stealing that boost and trying to bump out of the way. Busy going up for it. Executioner coming off the wall. Good save right there. Taking that boost as well. So playing pretty darn aware again. I think that I wouldn't call that a fluke goal because, kickoff goals happen all the time, Rhino.
Sure, absolutely. It's a part of Rocket League. There's no doubt about that. He wins that 50 against Torsten as well as Executioner. I was slightly concerned that the slight problem that they had at the end of that first game was going to kind of get into Executioner's head, get into his mental, but he seems to have come out in this game 2 exactly how he was in that game 1. Aggressive, going for the plays, and trying to make it work. Oh my goodness, that was so close. Busy has an open net if he can find it though. He's going to find pass to Torsten on the sideball instead. Coming back off the back wall, good save from Nasty. Prevents the score from getting any worse for the Dragons.
An Executioner pulling up a little too close. That gives Busy a chance to come around the back end and score this goal. And I think this is one of those things where they still have an opportunity, lots of time. And Execution just needs to, breathe in, breathe out, because that was, I think they were just a little too close, and Nasty was just didn't quite have the touch they were looking for.
Unfortunately, I had a good view of that, and what it was Executioner went for a half flip and didn't quite fit it, didn't quite get it. Just stayed facing away from the ball and then had to try and reverse rather than go towards the ball, because I think there was plenty of time to make that save, unfortunately. But these are the kind of mistakes that we would expect from a player at this level. No disrespect intended. That is just the way that we expect our leagues to go. Execution on the back wall again, looking for trouble. But the Hammerheads take a pretty convincing 2-goal lead to start with. And this game looks much more routine from the perspective of the Hammerheads, I would suggest.
Yes, so
that might change.
Gets forced in. Executioner seems to be pretty darn comfortable, in my opinion, in the offensive side. They scored 2 goals last time, but I feel like that is where they want to be at all times, just trying to score goals. And you do want that aggressive nature, and it seems to me that when they're there, they have that mentality and that focus.
Absolutely. It would be so easy for Executioner to curl up a little bit, maybe not go for those big plays, those big aerials, but he seems to be doing a wonderful job as we get into the last 3 minutes of this game number 2. Busy going to get there over the top of Executioner, but Executioner doesn't read it, and that one's going to come in from Torsten. I think Nasty maybe expected his teammate to get that one, and not able to quite read it. Actually, Nasty went for it as well, as it looks like. So Hammerheads get their 2-goal lead back. They go 3-1. Still 2 minutes 53 on the clock left. And I don't think the Dragons are playing a bad game, KG.
No, they're definitely not. They're just this has been a little bit more mistake prone in this game. Slightly more. Executioner, that pinch doesn't go forward, tries to pass it back, but Nasty's way too far back. And that seems to me like a lack of play time together type of situation. Executioner misreading that touch. Busy getting it upper 90 and starting to get slightly out of hand, although I mean it when I say this. I feel like they're still in it. I feel like there's still time.
Agreed. That Torsten bump coming off the sidewall, that cannot be understated. Executioner was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Not his mistake at all on that occasion. Just a great play from Torsten. Great physical play as the Hammerheads start to run away with this game number 2. They do need a few more, though, if they are going to secure that, I would suggest, with still 2 minutes on the clock. Busy trying to do just that, flying through the air. Executioner reads it, though, and sends it on its way. Torsten trying to keep it in the Dragons' territory, does just that. Executioner in no man's land, and now things are starting to get a little more sloppy from the Dragons' perspective.
Yes, Executioner, I don't think expected Busy at all. I don't even think looked for Busy, and Busy was just there and easily making that one in, and that's sort of child's play in a sense. Maybe not for people like me, but for some of these high-level players, it can be really darn juicy to see an open goal like that from that far away. Executioner going up, not quite able to beat Torsten. Nasty doing a good job of keeping it in the corner. 2 minutes to go, though, 5-1, and this is, again, one of those games that even though I feel like the time's ticking a little too far, they didn't play terrible. Just I think the Hammerheads took advantage of a lot of mistakes.
And this is something we do talk about at all levels of the FDL, right? Right the way from Origin up to Elite, and Executioner should be able to convert into the bottom left-hand corner, and indeed is. 3 goals in a 1 minute 35 is certainly not impossible. But this is something that we talk about a lot, is that the team that makes the fewest mistakes is likely to win a game of Rocket League. And it just seems on this particular occasion, the Dragons have made more mistakes than the Hammerheads so far. But that could all change with that goal. I mean, the Hammerheads need to make sure that they don't concede early, and instead they do the exact opposite. And they score early after that kickoff. My goodness, Busy finding the net there, getting over the top of both Dragons. Or in off the crossbar. You love to see that shot positioning.
The thing that I don't like about the crossbar is that it took away from the miles per hour. I would have loved to seen how fast that was from halfway. That was a beamer right there. Nice laser. But Nasty slowing it down, getting it over Torsten, and stopping that follow-up from Busy, but nobody there. And unfortunately, Nasty can't follow up. Busy trying to send it in and starting to get a little crazy here with the passes. Torsten right back, but this is going to be sent back. A good save by Nasty. Let's see if they've got a counterattack. And unfortunately, a little bit of a miss there. Busy reading that one, and that attempt was kind of slowed down by the miss on the ball and getting that corner boost.
Great 50 from Executioner, though, to keep the pressure on the Hammerheads, and he might win this in the midfield as well if he turns on it. Does indeed. Doesn't quite get the purchase that he may have wanted. Nasty keeping it in Hammerhead's territory once more, but Busy should be able to clean this one up, and does. Looking for the back post. Nasty up early. Unable to find anything. Good save from Executioner. Keeps the scoreline from getting any worse for the Dragon side. Nasty plays it over the top of Busy. Looking to try and beat him now on this this side wall. Actually, Executioner's going to have some time here. Turns on that one. Looks for goal. Good save from Torsten, though, means that this ball should be cleared. And actually, that's going to be a miss. Busy needs to make sure this ball doesn't go in the back of his own net, and is able to do so for now. Execution plays it off the back wall. Nasty might be there, actually. Torsten's going to get there over the top, and Busy is going to complete the clearance. Actually, now looking to get it over the top of Executioner, and Executioner just does not have the height on him to be able to save that one. So close to a Brazil, but just not quite, KG.
Not quite, but I like how Executioner went for that ball. I think it was the smart play considering the time and place and pressure that they needed to put on it, and I think that's a habit you want to keep yourself into. Although Executioner's not moving right now, maybe. Oh, that's definitely unless there was a typing going on, that's definitely, it feels like a controller issue, and that's what I'm going to stick with. 4 seconds to go, 7-2. Let's see how it goes. Ball is still in the air. Busy keeps it up, and that hits the ground, and the Hammerheads win game 2, Rhino.
We did mention that we were slightly concerned about game 2 with the Hammerheads being able to adapt and change their game plan to meet this Dragon side, and I believe that's exactly what they did. Although it did feel like it was a little bit more, there were a few more mistakes coming out from the Dragon side. I also feel like the Hammerheads felt like they were in control for pretty much that entire 5 minutes.
Yeah, 6 assists on 7 shots, and in twos, and it's not. I mean, when you get real chemistry in twos, passing's not bad. But in twos, passing's difficult to a difficult art to really, because sometimes you have 2 people on defense and 1 person going up, and you've got that person who passed it is all deep, and the counterattacks can just happen like that. So when you have 6 assists on 7 goals, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is, and but that just goes to show the team that we're dealing with, right? This is a Hammerhead A lineup. This is a Star League top lineup, and that's just the kind of things that you would expect from this level of player. They are excellent individually, but they have also had a full, well, not quite a full season, because in the initial part of this season, Ant was on the Hammerheads, and I believe he left either week 2 or week 3. So Torsten has had a good 7-8 weeks in this team to be able to get that team cohesion with Busy, and we're seeing that come into fruition here for sure.
Definitely, and you definitely can tell that Nasty and Execution have had moments where you can tell that it was a lack of play together that had led to that moment. Nasty can't quite turn on that. That was an opportunity right there. If they can keep up that pressure, and I also feel like their rotations aren't consistent enough. Every now and then they're pretty good, but then they just break down super quick, and I think that's because they just don't know each other well enough. And but I do like seeing how well they play Executioner. My goodness, that offensive prowess is something to be seen, though.
109 kilometers per hour from Executioner, a ground pinch into the roof of the net. Ooh, okay, Executioner, we see you. Expert teams will be watching, I have no doubt about that. As yeah, wow, he converted that one without any problems whatsoever. Hammerheads on the back foot, and now they're not. Torsten scores from the midfield, goes back to the rotations you were talking about earlier. Dragon's double commit in the midfield means that it's a free shot from Torsten. He knows he just needs to get it on target, and get it on target he does.
Yeah, Nasty going up for it was the good move. Executioner probably should have just jumped out, gotten back quicker. And again, that's something I feel like is literally a comm issue. And that can be shored up pretty good, but sometimes, like, when you're used to not having to say that and stuff like that, it might throw you off. Executioner misses that corner boost. Oh! Nasty getting nastied by Busy, who's getting busy right now.
Oh, it's an easy caster thing to say, but he is. It's absolutely right. Busy is absolutely going off right now. I believe he had like 4 goals in the last game. He's got 1 in this game already. Tops out on the Hammerheads for a reason. He's an exceptional player, and yeah, Nasty certainly wasn't expecting that one.
Oh my goodness, Nasty backflipping. I think that was, oh my goodness, in a demo. There's a lot of physicality going in there. That might just go in anyway. Didn't need to follow that up, and that play was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, not sure what happened, but it was pretty good. Nasty from his own half, 58 kilometers an hour on that one. Not quite as fast, but looking good. The Dragon's sticking within distance, right? 2-2. Hammerheads need to tighten up a little bit. I mean, I want to ask you a question about the rest of Star League, right? So it looks like the Hammerheads are likely to win this game. Let's just argue that they win the series. Well, it might not happen with Nasty with that open net, and he makes it 3-2, makes it very, very interesting. But let's just say there are other Star teams watching this game, and they see that the Hammerheads are likely to win the series. Do you think this kind of performance so far across this 2.5 games would scare any of the Star League teams? Because from my perspective, I'm not sure it would.
No, because what it seems to me is like maybe they're respecting Executioner too much. I don't know if that makes any sense. I feel like they don't have a killer mentality technically, and I don't mean this in any. I'm gonna go with my skill level. I'm a general diamond player.
Busy.
Busy. My goodness, good dunks, tying it up at 314. I should get stomped on by grand champs, for example, high champions. I should be beaten pretty darn bad, and I would be slightly not scared. I'd be taking this and saying they're not being aggressive enough, and maybe last game, but again, last game was a lot of taking advantage of mistakes that might not be happening with higher level players.
Exactly, I totally agree with everything you've just said, and I think it's a concern that the Hammerheads needs to go away and have a look at as well. 3-3 with 3 minutes left, still plenty of time. Busy, going to try and bring this one around the world, looking to get it over the top of Executioner, but Executioner comes through with a big save. Torsten gets over the top. Nasty in a difficult position, puts it into the midfield. Busy has a shot, a good save from Nasty. Atones for that mistake. Torsten putting it back in the middle. Nasty with another save. He will get there before Busy as well. In fact, Busy won't even commit for that one, and it will do kind of drift in the midfield. But yeah, If this is the lineup that the Hammerheads are going to take into playoffs, and I assume it will be with this being their A, they definitely need to tighten up a few things. They need to get their comms sorted, and yeah, they need to find that killer instinct, like you said.
Yeah, Torsten sending it back. Nasty having to get up there. Good move back. I'm not sure that was really quite on target, but you had to respect it and be careful. Nasty's going to try to play some bully ball. Misses everybody. This is an awkward ball here. Nasty going up for it. Is able to get that touch barely. Busy trying to send it in. Can't get that angle, and Executioner trying to dribble it up. That's going to be centered. Can Busy turn around and go for it? Nasty going up for it and beats Busy. And here we go. A chance for Executioner to put that on, and does. But Torsten with a great save. We're coming up on 1 minute and 30 seconds here. And Nasty and Executioner are starting to turn around really fast. A demo coming on Busy, but Executioner missing that one as Nasty got demoed before that. Busy demoing Executioner, who I think was coming flying on. And sometimes this game can get pretty crazy with that.
The Executioner becomes the Executionee as he gets demoed out of the server. Hammerhead's trying to keep pressure on the Dragon's net. Nasty might be able to bring this one away. Busy puts himself in there, though. Torsten's going to be able to win that one over the top of Executioner, but Executioner in a really good position to be able to get that one. Busy sending it back forwards, looking to get off the sidewall. Executioner with a demo. That could be huge. Busy's missed it on the sidewall. Nasty gets it round him, looking for the shot, and he is going to find it. 58 seconds on the clock. The Dragons looking for the first game win of this series.
I was just about to say Nasty unlucky for Torsten coming up exactly where Torsten needed to be, but then Nasty got nasty and made a great play, and unfortunately Busy was not back in time. And oh my goodness, the Dragons are a minute away, and they're playing so well right now that again, they're playing like game one where everything's been patient and crisp and clean, and this has a definite chance. This is how I was hopefully wanting game 2 to go. Sorry.
Yes, I agree. We will see what happens in the last 36 seconds. Busy wins it over the top of Execution, and there's a 2v1 attempt now. Nasty gets up early and does win that one. Busy going to turn on that one. He's got loads of time. Puts it against the back wall, looking for the second touch! Busy, that is absolutely wonderful from your own half.
And Executioner couldn't get that touch, needed to, because Busy was barreling down, aiming down the sights, and wanted that the whole way, knew exactly what they were doing, and they tied it up. 24 seconds, Rhino.
24 seconds, lots can happen in that time in Rocket League. Executioner playing with it in the corner, just giving time for Nasty to get back, and actually Executioner's going to get that over the top of both Hammerheads. Busy needs to be really careful here. Torsten just going to take Executioner out of the server. 10 seconds on the clock. Busy and Torsten versus Executioner now. 2v1. Torsten going to come through to try and get the demo. He doesn't quite. Busy turns on it, keeps it alive. Ball's not dropped yet, but it does now. And we have our first overtime of the series, KG fan.
Great defense. It cannot be understated enough. That's a 2v1. Torsten barreling down. Couldn't quite get anything on there. And they have an overtime. The Dragons play an excellent back wall. Torsten reading that one, and that wasn't off the wall enough. Torsten sending it to Busy. Busy sending it up, and Nasty playing really well, and a decent clear, although Busy did read that. Nasty doing a little back and forth, rocking the cradle. Well, actually, that's probably not exactly what happened right there, but Busy's going to send this into the corner, and Executioner and Nasty turning on it, and that is right there. Executioner loves playing that offense, you can tell just by that turn.
Yeah, absolutely. He's a very offensive player for sure. Not as comfortable on defense, but there makes it look relatively easy. Nasty manages to bring this one forwards. Hammerhead's now coming forwards. Busy plays it over the top. Executioner, great block there in the air. Torsten, that's not where you want to be sending that one. Nasty has a free shot. He's got to find it. No, he's not. The demo comes through. My goodness. They are able to scrape through. Torsten trying to complete the clear, and does, but oh my goodness, the Dragons should have had their first game win.
Yes, they should have. That was a good, no, they didn't give up there. Can Executioner get that? No, Busy. Nasty follow-up, can't get that on true either, and oh my goodness, opportunities in this last 30 seconds, really, and that's going to be a pass. Executioner missing that one, and that's going to go in, and how it ends is just so unfortunate, Rhino. I'm kind of sick to my stomach.
We just need to take that in for a moment. That Busy fake is everything. Executioner had every reason to assume that he was going to go up for that ball, because he was going to get there first without question. Executioner had to be ready for that happening, but just unfortunate there from Executioner being made to look silly. But I mean, the presence of mind for Busy to know that that fake was going to work is the reason why that's a Star League player against an Origin player. That's it.
Yeah, no, that was. Because I feel bad for talking about Executioner so much. Who, by the way, played absolutely wonderful. It just went to show that the skill level, and when the crunch time came, when it had to happen, the differences were there. But that being said, Executioner probably might get moved up. I'm not. That's not up to me. I'm just saying. That was an absolutely wonderful showing. But who wins it? The Hammerheads, and they win it in 3 games.
They sure do, and I think that is something that we expected to happen given the players, but the way that it happened is the thing that a lot of people are going to talk about. That was, I think, easily one of the best performances from an Origin player I have seen all season, including in Origin League. But enough about that. We are going to bring in the Hammerheads team, Busy and Torsten. Welcome to the casting booth. We have got to talk about what just happened. Busy, coming to you first. I mean, you've made playoffs. How's that feel?
Feels good, but not in the way that I thought we would.
Yeah, I totally get that. Torsten, coming to you next. I mean, did you know what was happening on the other team? Were you aware, or was it just come in, get the job done, leave?
Well, if I'm being quite honest, the Dragons is actually the first team that I was a part of this season. And I didn't think I was gonna have time for FDL. So like seeing the roster that they pulled up today, I had no idea what to expect because it's not the same roster that it was when I was there.
Sure, absolutely. It was lots going on. We do have to talk about him because he's a big talking point of this particular game. Executioner playing up from Origin League. I mean, Busy, you're the GM of the Hammerheads. Are you looking at him for expert next season by any chance?
Shit, I thought he'd be star. He was holding his own pretty well.
He was. He absolutely was. I don't dispute that. So that's all we'll say on him. But incredibly well played from Executioner for sure. As I mentioned, the Dragons are now. The Hammerheads are now in playoffs, which is obviously fantastic for you guys. Is this the lineup you're going to be running in playoffs, do you expect, or are you not sharing that information?
Oh, we won't share.
Oh, I like it.
I respect that. KG fan, have you got any questions for our guest?
Actually, I just kind of want to know. Game 2, it started to kind of click. Was it mostly? Do you think that a lot of that was just taking advantage of the mistakes, or do you think that you kind of felt you felt like you understood the opposite team a little bit more?
I think we understood more. Like, we knew that Executioner, like, not bashing on him or anything, but it was a little slower, so we just played a little faster. And then the second or third game, he also picked it up, and then that's why I was so close. And then Nasty still holding his own, holding the team down. I think that was his game. But then we just came together.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can definitely tell you guys play together and a lot of nice passes. Game 2, you had I think 6 assists on 7 goals, which is I love seeing that in twos because that just means that there's a good amount of chemistry. So I want to say congratulations for making the playoffs, and I think from here on out, you're looking for the chip, aren't you?
Oh, of course.
100%.
I love hearing that. Rhino, take it over. Sorry.
I have one last question for the Hammerheads, and that is, we will see you in playoffs, which is so very exciting. Who is the team in playoffs that you are most excited to play?
Are the Eagles still in playoffs? Because if so, I would
Yeah.
like to have my chance at the Eagles again. They beat us earlier in the season. That was my preseason team. Much love for them over there, but I'd like to have a second go at them.
Busy?
Oh, I'd say the same. And then if not on the other side, water.
What?
Water and the Rams.
Absolutely makes sense. Well, congratulations to the Hammerheads Star team. 3-0 winners over the Dragons in our 7 o'clock game, and they have secured themselves playoff berth. Congratulations to both of you. Thank you so much for joining us, FDL community. We really appreciate you coming out for that game, and do not go anywhere because we have another one coming for you at the top of the hour, 20 minutes time. We're going to go to Origin, and you may get the chance to see Executioner play a second game in a row on stream as his Dragons take on the Eagles. Should be a really fun game. Looking forward to it. See you there.